All right, what's up, everybody? I just wanted to cover anxiety and like the shakes you'll get after a night of drinking, which for someone who's an everyday drinker, it'll lead to, I believe it's DMTs, delirium tremens. That is for like a severe case of alcoholism. I was never an everyday drinker, so I've never experienced that. But so yeah, when you're drinking to excess throughout a night, you're putting your central nervous system through havoc, right? It's reacting to it, it's being suppressed, and then the next day it's trying to fight back and it's sparking like crazy, right? And it causes what people call anxiety. And I've felt this many times. Every time I would drink the next day, your anxiety's through the roof. You're worried over nothing. You're constantly on edge. And that's with me being in bed all day. I feel like that. You know what I mean? I do not miss that whatsoever. I can drink a pot of coffee and not feel like that. But it's just caused from alcohol, toxin, bad. And then the shakes, like my hands would tremor slightly. You know, more severe cases, people can like really tremor. I work with some people that are constantly tremoring like that because they drink every night. And, you know, they get off work and they consume it right away. And it takes that away. Delirium tremens is a whole other topic. You can have like severe paranoia and hallucinations. I don't know why I said. Major alcohol withdrawal signs and symptoms include visual hallucinations and auditory hallucinations, whole body tremor, vomiting, aphoresis, agitation, aggression, irritability, confusion, severe autonomic hyperactivity such as trembling, sweating, tachycardia, nausea, and vomiting. So it affects like your heart rate and you're just sick. It's like, this is like severe alcoholism. And if someone's an everyday drinker and they're consuming like a fifth or like a case a night and they stop for 2 to 5 days of drinking, I've never experienced this. My drinking was always on the weekends and I've always went like 5 days without drinking. So this never happened to me. But your everyday drinker, if they stop, they could actually die from alcohol withdrawal. And they can become very, very confused and have very vivid hallucinations. Like they're crazy for like days. And they need to be detoxed medically, like in a hospital. They need to be on an IV drip. They need to be hydrated correctly. They got to get through it the correct way. Yeah, alcohol withdrawal is no joke. I mean, even slight, like the next day after a binge drink for me on a weekend, I would feel it slightly, but you probably amplify that by like 5x, you know, and then you're just in a whole world of heck. It increases your blood pressure. Yeah, what I said, alcoholism treatment may start with detoxification at a medical facility. Sedatives may prevent delirium tremens. So they IV drip you and they sedate you so you don't have to go through this, right? Because a lot of everyday drinkers, they're not even drinking for the enjoyment of alcohol anymore. They're drinking to sustain normalcy, okay? Because if they don't drink, they're gonna die or experience severe withdrawal cases such as delirium tremens. It's DTS, by the way, not DMT. DMT is a psychoactive drug. So excuse me on that. It's DTS, delirium tremens. So yeah, if you are an everyday drinker, you may need treatment to stop. It's just, that is what it is. And don't be shy about it. Like, you can get help and get through it in a few weeks, you know? It's a very serious thing. And there are people that drink to that kind of excess that they're drinking to not feel sick, sort of like a heroin addict. A lot of them, you know, they're shooting bags of heroin to not get sick, right? They're basically chasing normalcy through. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. They're using to just not get sick anymore. That's sort of what it's like for a severe case of alcoholism. Yeah, signs of delirium tremens: not to be able to think or speak clearly, not know where they are, struggle to pay attention, remember things, see or hear things that are not there. I mean, you'll even experience this on a very minimal level after a night of just, drinking heavily, right? Just think of that amplified by 10, even 10, 20. Who knows what it feels like? I can't really speak on it. But this is a severe case. And if you're an everyday drinker, you probably need to detox at a medical facility. That's just the way. I can't really speak too much on that. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, water electrolyte imbalance. You're dehydrating yourself when you're drinking alcohol, too. That's a very real thing. That's why people are drinking so much water and Gatorade after a night of drinking, trying to restore hydration and electrolytes. Tremor, dilated pupils, insomnia, irritability, seizures, shallow breathing. It can affect your breathing. When you see someone very intoxicated, you'll see them labor breathing, right? Like their nervous system is so shot and so suppressed, and their breathing is just taking a hit, right? So their body's just trying to fight to sustain. And it's sad. I know I've been there when I've been super drunk. Like, your body goes through the ringer, man. Trying to think what else to touch on this. Yeah, the anxiety is a real thing. You can touch on Kindling. We'll throw that in here too. Kindling, I found out about this through the Stop Drinking Reddit. I highly suggest you check it out. It's a great source to find other people that are, abstaining from drinking. And there's people on there with tips, encouragement. It's a great forum to join if you really want some inspiration. Kindling. Okay, kindling refers to the phenomenon of increasingly severe withdrawal symptoms, including an increased risk of seizures that occurs as a result of repeated withdrawal from alcohol or other sedative, hypnotic related modes of action. This can apply to any substance abuse. So, say you're binging alcohol for several months or years, every day, and you quit, or even it might pertain to binge drinking too on the weekends. I didn't really experience this too much. It may have had a slight effect on me, but people that are going through active addiction and quitting repeatedly over the course of so many years, each time they get sober, the withdrawal symptoms worsen, right? So the DTS, the delirium tremens, or the dope sick, if they're constantly, every year relapsing, the dope sickness will get worse because their body's acclimating to the drug over and over, and the withdrawal is affecting the body's acclimation back to not having the drug even more, right? So it's a phenomenon. Is it 100% real? I believe it is. A lot of people believe it is. And I would suggest looking into it, because if you're constantly drinking heavily and then quitting, repeating, which I've done too. I've went, week, 2 weeks, month, 2-3 months before, numerous times. It was so sprawled out. I didn't really feel kindling too much. But if someone's drinking every day and they go on a sober spree and try to get sober, and they do this on repeat every year, this could 100% be a real thing for them. So be careful with that too. Your withdrawal symptoms will worsen every sober spree, so to speak, right? Just look into it. It's something to educate yourself on. The term kindling refers to the phenomenon that people undergoing repeated cycles of intoxication followed by abstinence and withdrawal will experience increasingly severe withdrawal symptoms. Successive cycle. All it means. It's compounding over time, right? And your body's, I don't know exactly what's happening, but your body's acclimating back to the pounding of the abuse and then the detoxification, and it ramps up the symptoms. All there is to it. Go look it up. It's a real phenomenon. So we covered anxiety, which is terrible. I do not miss it at all. It's one deterrence for me when I think of anxiety and wasting a whole day. That keeps me. And I'm going on over 6.5 months. I'm going to hit 7 months here. I'm excited because into the end of summer, I hit my 1 year. So it's going to be great. Excited for that too. A few months away. But yeah, take it easy.